much, New York, New Jersey. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas.
Kamustahin naman natin muna si Sir. Sir, bumati muna kayo sa ating mga kababayan.
How are you? I'm a nurse practitioner in New York. Where's all my nurses here tonight? Thank you so much.
May nagtatanong, single ba si Sir? Ilan taon na po kayo dito sa New Jersey?
I've been in New York, New Jersey since 1992.
Ngayon po, ano ang pakiramdam nyo at makakasama natin ang mahal na presidente?
I love it. I feel great. I'm proud to be Filipino.
Proud ba kayo, Pilipino?
Thank you, Bossing Reagan.
Kung proud kayong Pilipino, taas yung mga flags nyo.
And I want to thank Consul Arman for having me here today. Thank you so much.
Dahil malapit na po, ang ating presidente ay nandyan na!
Hello to my parents and my wife, Lauren.
Nandito na po
Thank you
mga
so
kasama natin ang ating mga cabinet secretary at ang ating mahal na presidente! Excited na ba kayo? Excited na ba kayo? Yung nasa taas! Yung nasa gitna! Yung nasa gilid! Paano ba yan? Gusto nyo pa magkantahan tayo? Meron pa tayong isang special guest at talagang siguradong magugustuhan nyo at baka kilala nyo po ito. Ngayon po, one of the New York most sought-after sopranos, the songbird and her avid and listeners, and began professionally at 13, works a grade in various free stage in Canada, Philippines, and US, including in Lincoln Center. Please welcome Kay Habana! sa ating mga kababayan.
Magandang hapon po sa kanilang lahat. Trying to reserve my voice and try not to talk too much kasi nawala na po yung boses. Thank you. It's such a distinct honor and privilege to be invited to sing for the President. I think it's such a blessing and such a great opportunity that we have. Finally, we have a leadership that genuinely encourages all of us to come together and unite. So here's for President Bongbong Marcos.
Palakpakan po natin. You want more? Hindi na namin patatagalin pa. Please welcome Iskay Habana.
If you know this song, please sing along.
Panganib ng buhay, handa niyong harapin. Pagtulong sa kapwa, tapat niyong gagawin. May padama sa kanila ng damdamin. Ialay ang buhay
salamat po, Miss
Thank
Kay
you.
Habana. Gusto nyo na bang makita ang ating presidente? Dito sa gitna. Sino yung gusto ng sombrero dito? Yung pinakamaingay! Dito! Dito! Mukhang dito eh. Gusto niya yung white? May ibibigay pa ako sa inyo. At makakasama rin po natin ang ating mga cabinet members po. Ayan po, iikot ako sa inyo. Palakpakan po natin. Meron akong jacket dito eh. Nasa building na ito ang ating mahal na presidente. Iparinig natin ang ating ingay. Yung mas maingay. Parang gusto kong ibigay sa gitna to. Yung mas maingay. Parang dito. 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 Palakpakan muna tayo para sa ating cabinet secretary. O yung nasa taas. Mukhang dito eh. BBM. Para lumabas na. Pwede ba? For the history, yung pinakamaingay ng New Jersey. BBM. Yung mas maingay. Mukhang doon, oh. Kanino kaya kakasya to? Mahal na mahal namin kayo. Nandito na! Ang ika-17 Pangulo ng Republika ng Pilipinas, Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr. At kasama rin po natin ang ating First Lady, Luisa Raneta Marcos! At ang mga naghihintay sa ating mahal na Congressman, Sandro Marcos!
Manatiling nakatayo at sabay-sabay nating awitin bilang isang bayan ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Magsiupo ang lahat. Upang magbigay ng kanyang pambungad na mensahe, isang masigabong palakpakan po para kay Ambassador Jose Manuel Romualdez.
Maraming salamat. Sa aming mahal na Pangulo, Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr. and First Lady Luis Araneta Marcos, House Speaker Martin Romualdez, sa ating mga Cabinet Secretaries, Congressman Ferdinand Alexander Marcos, Ambassador Antonio Manuel Lagdameo, siya ay dadating in a while. Andito naman yung kanyang anak na si Special Assistant Anton Lagdameo. There you are, sir. At sa mga natatanging bisita at miyembro ng ating delegasyon, sa mga kababayan na nandito o nasa ibang parte ng mundo at nanonood ng live, magandang hapon at maligayang pagdating sa United States. Thank you, Mr. President, for making Thank you, Mr. President, for making this evening with the Filipino community the first event of your visit to the United States. Maski na 16 hours siya na nasa aeroplano, nandito pa rin siya on time. Ito ay nagpapatunay lamang kung gaano kahalaga sa iyo at ang inyong administration ang ating mahal na overseas Filipino workers. This is indeed a very special moment for all of us. And I know a lot of our kababayans traveled a long way, some of them even from Canada, just to join us today. Later on, the President will introduce his new cabinet secretaries, but I would like to take this chance and say hello to my good friend and boss, DFA Secretary Ricky Manalo. Mr. President, I know that New York is a special place for you and the First Lady. Lucky in the fact that it was very difficult to bring processed meat from the Philippines, and you happen to have a life-changing tapa recipe which opened the doors to Ma'am Lisa's heart. I am confident that this trip will be another milestone for you, being your first official international destination outside of Southeast Asia as our President. Your attendance at the 77th United Nations General Assembly would undoubtedly reinforce the Philippines' stature as a founding member of the United Nations that has been actively contributing to peace and security, development, and humanitarian action at the global level. Your visit will also further strengthen and deepen our alliance and partnership with the United States, which is home to more than 4 million Filipinos and Filipino Americans, and hopefully secure investments and economic partnership that will greatly benefit our people. Mr. President, We are indeed very proud of our kababayans, Mr. President, here in the United States. Their contributions to this country's progress and cultural diversity have been widely recognized. I have been told that countless inspiring stories of their heroism and selflessness during the height of the pandemic, especially of our medical frontliners and teachers. When you called on the overseas Filipino to overcome political differences, come together and build a strong Filipino nation, the positive response by our communities here in the United States was resounding. Our kababayans gathered here today represent those who have answered your call. Sadly, there are those in the minority who choose to ignore the overwhelming mandate given to you by the Filipino people in the Philippines and abroad and pose unconstructive challenges. But through your administration's people-centered socio-economic agenda and firm and decisive action to implement this, I believe that they will eventually hear and feel your message of unity. And we, the women and men of the Philippine Embassy and Consulates General in the United States, commit to implementing your vision and agenda for our people. Sa muling, maraming salamat, mahal na Pangulo, sa inyong tiwala at hikain para sa ating mga overseas Filipinos. We pray for your good health and wisdom as you bring our beloved country to greater heights and uplift the lives of the Filipino people. Mabuhay po kayo, mabuhay ang sambayang Filipino, mabuhay ang Pilipinas.
Maraming salamat po, Ambassador Jose Manuel Romualdez. Upang handugan po tayo ng ilang awitin mula po sa Filipino community dito sa New York at mga karatig estado, isang masigabong palakpakan po para kina Kay Habana, Lorna Mosiquera, Darlene Castillo, Alain Davis, Jazel Baniked at Edwin Corambao sa kumpas at patnubay ni Jupiter Vidal.
Start spreading the news.
I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it. New York, New York. Big long shoes, they're longing to stray right through the very heart of it. New York, New York.
I want to wake up in the city that never sleeps and find I'm king of the hill, top of the heap. These little town blues, they are melting away.
I'll make a brand new start of it.
New York, New York. If I can make it there, I'll make it anywhere. Up to you.
brand new start again in your New York.
If I can make it there, I'm gonna make it anywhere.
It's up to you, New York, New York. New Isang bansa ang ating kinalalagyan, isang lahi ang ating kinaisan. Iba't iba man ang kulturang kinalakihan, ikaw at ako ay tangan ng bayan. Ang kulay natin ay hindi dilaw o pula, nangyayari sa atin ang dugong mahalikan. Isang tabi natin ang pagkakanya-kanya, tulong-tulong tayo at magsama-sama. Pati-pati, di hati-hati, bayan ay ating bigyan ng ngiti. Pati-pati, di hati-hati, buhayin natin ang ating pagkabayani. Bayan ang unahin natin, di ang sarili. Sa pagkakabati-bati at di hati-hati. Hayaan mo pa ba na sirahin muli nangangain ukit ng ating salin-lahi? Pagkapit-pising tayo ng pagpanatili ng pagkakaisa ng bawat ibig. Pati-pati, di hati-hati, bayan ay ating bigyan ng ngiti. Pati-pati, di hati-hati, buhayin natin ang ating pagkabayani. Bayan ang unahin natin, di ang sarili. Sa pagkakabati-bati at di hati-hati, sisibol uli ang bagong pag-asa, magniningning uli ating bansa. Babangon tayo ng sama-sama, isang Pilipinas at isang bansa. Pati-pati, di hati-hati, bayan ay ating bigyan ng ngiti. Pati-pati, di hati-hati, buhayin natin ang ating pagkabayani. Bayan ang unahin at hindi ang sarili. Sa pagkakabati-bati at di hati-hati, bayan ang unahin at hindi ang sarili. Sa pagkakabati-bati at di hati-hati.
salamat kay Lorna, Darlene, Jazel, Alwing at Jupiter. At ngayon, upang ipakilala ang ating panauhing pandangal, ang ating kalihim ng kagawaran ng ugnayang panlabas, Secretary Enrique R. Manalo.
Mga kababayan, it is my honor to introduce the President of the Republic of the Philippines, Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr.
Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat sa inyong napakainit na salubong na ibinigay sa aming lahat, sa delegasyon namin, kami mag-asawa na si Lisa, at ang delegasyon natin, ang mga cabinet minister, ng cabinet secretary na nandito para sa pagpunta namin sa United Nations. Ngunit pinakamahalaga, lahat po kayong mga Pilipino na natitira dito sa East Coast, marami pong salamat. At kahit papaano, alam ko naman na busy kayong lahat, at kahit papaano kayo po ay nakahanap ng kaunting panahon upang makadalaw dito sa ating pagtipon-tipon ngayong hapon na ito. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. Please take care. Umupo na po kayo. Mahaba-haba itong speech ko. Babatiin ko lang po ang ating mga kasamahan, ang ating kasama sa Philippine delegation na nandito ngayon. Andito po ang speaker natin, Speaker of the House of Representatives, Speaker Ferdinand Martin Romualdez. Ben Joke. Ben Joke mo. No, it's not. All right. Nandito rin ang isang yung kababayan kong tigay Ilocos Norte rin, Public Works and Highways Secretary Manny Bunuan. Ang ating Secretary ng Department of Trade and Industry, Alfredo Pascual. At ang ating bagong Tourism Secretary, Maria Esperanza Cristina Frasco. At ang ating Department of Transport na ang ating bagong naging kalihim, Transportation Secretary Jimmy Bautista. Ito po ay pagtitignan po ninyo, makilala niyo ito, parang mabait ito pero masyado mabagsak ito, ngunit kailangan namin magsip-sip dahil siyang nagre-release ng pondo, ang Secretary po ng Department of Budget and Management, Secretary Amina Pangandaman. Ito po ang isa pang nung siya'y na-appoint, nagpasalamat siya sa akin. At sabi niya, thank you, at may tiwala ka sa akin. Ay sabi ko sa kanya, mag-antay ka ng 6 na buwan. Pagdating ng 6 na buwan, tignan natin kung magpapasalamat ka pa sa akin dahil napakalaki ng trabahong ibibigay ko sa iyo. Ang ating DICT, Information and Communications Technology Secretary, Ivan John Uy. Ang kalihim ng pinakabago at sa ating mga OFW, ito na, palagay ko ang pinakamahalaga na department, ang Department for Migrant Workers. Ang namumuno po ngayon dyan ay si Secretary Toots Ople. Ang namumuno naman ng ating National Economic Development Authority, siyang nagpaplano para sa ating ekonomiya, Secretary R.C. Balisacan. Nandito rin po ang ating Press Secretary. Ito yung nakikita ninyo sa press conference at saka pagka may announcement kami, siyang lumalabas, Press Secretary Rose Beatriz Cruz Angeles. Sa Presidential Management Staff naman po, siyang namamahala doon sa iba't ibang pangangailangan sa Office of the President, Presidential Management Staff Secretary Maria Zenaida Angpin. At ang ating Special Assistant to the President is Secretary Antonio Ernesto Lagdameo Jr., who happens to be the son of our permanent representative to the United Nations, Ambassador Antonio Manuel Lagdameo Sr. Ang Bangko Sentral, Governor natin, ito isa pa sa mga importante nating economic manager, Governor Felipe Madalla of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Ang ating Special Envoy na dati pang nag-represent sa Pilipinas para sa United Nations Children's Fund, Monica Luis Prieto Chodoro. At ito, dumating na si Secretary Nides ng PMS. At siyempre, hindi maaaring matapos ang aking pagbabati kung itutuloy yung pagbati ng ating ambassador sa Washington, D.C. Ang ating akala niya pagkatapos ng panahon ni PRRD, makakauwi na siya. Ang problema, maganda yung trabaho niya masyado. Sabi ng mga Amerikano, huwag siya munang palisin at maganda siyang makisama dito sa amin. Kaya nandito pa rin siya, ang ating ambassador, Ambassador Babes Romualdez. At siguro kulang naman ng pagbati ko pag hindi ko binati ang aking asawa na si First Lady Luis Araneta. Okay, tapos na ha. Thank you. Thank you. Is he here? Yeah, is he here? Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. Di ko nakita. Ang Department of Finance na Secretary Ben Joknong. At ang kahuli-hulihan, ayoko nang batiin, ayoko nang pakilala. Nawawalan ako ng papel pag nandito ito eh. Nakita nyo siguro nung during the campaign, nala-livestream ninyo yung mga kampanya namin kung saan-saan. At ganyan din, parang dito. Lahat ng puntahan namin, ayan, palakpakan ng mga tao. Excited naman ako. Sabi ko, mananalo tayo. Pagtayo ko, maglalabas ba naman ng placard? Nasaan si Sandro? Ilabas si Sandro. Iyon na boto ko, akin na si Sandro. Ilang beses ko na malapit pinamigay eh. May panalo ko lang. Ang ating bagong kongresista sa Primera Distrito ng Ilocos Norte, Congressman Sandro Marcos. Nung unang sinisigawan si Sandro, akala ko cute eh. Ngayon, hindi na ako na-cute din. Nagtatampo na ako. Sabi, sige, ikaw na lang. Magandang hapon sa inyong lahat, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. Totoo po yung sabi ni Ambassador Babes na ang New York ay may special na kahulugan talaga yan sa aming mag-asawa. Dahil dito kami sa New York kami nagkakilala. At siguro mga tatlong taon niya ako linigawan. At dito kami, kaya nung matagal na kaming hindi nakabalik, parating kami from New Jersey, papunta dito sa New York, sa city, tinitingnan namin, 25 years na kami hindi nakabalik. Siya ay nagtrabaho rito bilang abogado ng 6-7 taon, parang ganun. Ako naman, matagal din ang pasok-labas ako dito sa New York. At hindi lamang sa kakabisita, meron na nga ako napangasawa na Pilipina, pero dito kami sa New York nagkakilala. Kaya tuwan-tuwa kami nung papasok kami. New Jersey Turnpike, nakikita ko lahat ng mga dinadaanan ko. Dahil sa Philadelphia ako, actually Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Oh. Doon ako nakatira nung nasa Philadelphia, nag-aaral ako sa University of Pennsylvania sa Wharton. Nung 86, si Lisa ay isang abogada nga, nagkita kami nagkakilala kami in court. Sa korte habang inaantay ko yung kaso ng mother ko, siya naman ay bumibisita dahil kaibigan niya yung isang abogado namin. At ayun. Kaya Sandro, magpasalamat ka sa New York. Kundi sa New York, wala ka. Alam niyo po, ang pagpunta namin dito ay naiba ng konti. Dahil po, sinasabi namin, nag-uusap kami nung pinaplano namin ang pagpunta rito. Sabi ko, magpasalamat naman tayo dahil hindi man tayo nakapagkampanya, ay ibinoto tayo, sinuportan tayo ng gusto ng mga tiga East Coast. Mga tiga West Coast din, pero ng mga tiga East Coast na pupuntahan natin. Kaya't makita po ninyo, ang nangyari ngayon dito ay medyo nagkabaliktaran. Naging baliktad ang sequence ng palakad ng eleksyon dahil nauna yung eleksyon, ngayon lang kami mangangampanya sa inyo. Ngunit kulang po ang salita at kulang lang po ang magpasalamat na kahit minsan lang o 2 beses lamang o kahit 100 beses. Kulang po ang pasasalamat ko sa inyo sa inyong naging suporta. Hindi man tayo nagkita, hindi po tayo dahil nga sa pandemya, hindi ko kayo napuntahan, hindi man tayo nakapag-selfie, hindi pa tayo nagkapagkamayan, pero sumuporta po kayo sa amin. At alam nyo po, ay para sa isang politiko, para sa isang nasa serbisyo publiko, wala na pong kasing laking karangalan na ibigay ninyo ang tiwala sa amin, ibigay ninyo ang pagmamahal ninyo sa amin, at ibinibigay ninyo sa amin ang pag-asa ninyo sa kinabukasan. Maraming salamat po. Kaya napakasaya. Ngayon, matagal ko nang hindi nakita yung t-shirt na ganyan. Alam niyo ba yan kung ano yan? Yan yung kabataang barangay. Ang pinamumunuhan yan dati ni Amy, yung kapatid kong, yung ate ko. Pero sabi niya, kaya dahan-dahan kayo mag-display ng shirt na ganyan, dahil sabi ni Amy, iba na raw ang kahulugan ng KB, hindi na kabataang barangay, katandaang barangay na daw. Kaya, hindi bale, basta tatanggap pa rin tayo na kabataan. Napakasaya po na makasama kayong lahat ngayong hapon para sa ating pagtitipon ngayon. Kalalakab ko po lang, kani-kanina lang mula Pilipinas. At bagamat mahaba ang aming nilakbay patungo rito, ang pagod po namin ay nawala at natunaw, nalusaw ng mainit na pagtanggap mula sa inyo. Ang aming mga kababayan, hindi lamang dito sa New York at iba pang mga lugar dito sa US, kundi pati na rin po sa ating mga kababayan na nagmula pa sa Canada. Maraming. Sino yung mga galing Canada dito? I am humbled. Talaga naman, I'm overwhelmed. With Filipino pride to see so many of you finding time, kahit na busy ang schedule niyo, na mandito para sundan ang ating sigaw ng pagkakaisa. Let me also take this opportunity to express to you my profound gratitude to our kababayan here in the United States who were among the 31 million Filipinos in the Philippines and in other parts of the world who gave me a resounding mandate to lead our country and our people in the next 8 years. Maraming salamat sa inyong tiwala. But also, just as importantly, and maybe even more so, I would like to pay tribute to all of you and the rest, to the almost 4.5 million Filipinos here in the United States for the role you play and will continue to play in advancing the interests of the Philippines and the Filipino people here in this part of the world. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Kayo po ang nagdadala ng dangal sa ating bansa. Dito sa nakaraang pandemya ay wala po akong narinig na pagpuri ng mga heads of states ng iba kung hindi Pilipino lamang ang nababanggit. Alam naman po natin na lalong-lalo dito sa East Coast ay matagal na kayo nandito nagsasakripisyo dito sa US at para lang pagandahin ang buhay ng inyong mga pamilya, para pagandahin ang buhay doon sa Pilipinas, para tulungan ang ekonomiya ng Pilipinas. At hindi lamang yun, dahil pagka nakausap ninyo ang mga kasama ninyo na katrabaho ninyo, ay walang masabi kung hindi ang pagpuri sa galing, sa bait, sa sipag, sa husay ng mga Pilipino. Kaya po kami, kahit na nasa malayo kami, ay pinapanood namin kayo. Pumuputok po ang puso namin sa pag nakita namin ang inyong ginagawa at itinataas at pinapatingkad ang pangalan ng Pilipinas sa buong mundo. Ito na ang pangatlo kong pag-alis ng Pilipinas mula nang umupo ako bilang Pangulo. Before flying to New York, I was in Jakarta and then I went to Singapore to reaffirm our relations with two of our closest Southeast Asian neighbors. Doon sa mga bisitang yon, nagkaroon naman ulit ako ng pagkakataon na makipagtipon sa ating mga kababayan at pasalamatan din sila, kagaya ng pasasalamat ko sa inyo sa lahat ng ginagawa ninyo para sa Pilipinas at para sa ating mga kababayan. I'm primarily here, ang sadya talaga namin dito, at ako ay magsasalita sa 77th session of the United Nations General Assembly. I'm also here to make sure papaliwanag natin kung nasa na ang Pilipinas at kung ano ang mga maaaring gawin dahil sa aking palagay sa paglabas natin ng pandemya at sinasabi na patapos na, ay kailangan natin ayusin ang ating ekonomiya. Kaya po ay kailangan natin makipag-partner at makipag-usap sa lahat ng iba't ibang bansa. Nang sa ganun ay makapagtulungan tayo na makalabas, makaahon dito sa sitwasyon na ating rinaranasan ngayon. While we are here, hindi lamang ang mga leader ng iba't ibang bansa, kung hindi rin ang mga namumuno ng malalaking korporasyon, ng malalaking negosyo, at para ipaliwanag sa kanila na ang Pilipinas ganito na, at marami kaming binago, marami kaming pinaganda para sa inyong pagpasok sa inyong mga investment doon sa Pilipinas. And sa ganun, ay baka masasabi natin patuloy na palapit na tayo doon sa ating pinapangarap na ang Pilipino ay hindi na kailangan umalis ng Pilipinas para maghanap ng trabaho. Habang nandito ako, we will be working hard to get other things done for the country besides addressing the UN General Assembly on Tuesday. The same way, my father, President Ferdinand Marcos, and my mother, Imelda Romualdez Marcos, did on several occasions during his incumbency. I will share our views on a number of global concerns and the role the Philippines will play as a responsible member of the family of nations in addressing these concerns. I am hoping to be able to meet President Joseph Biden and other world leaders on the sides of the UN General Assembly. Alam nyo po, yung nakikita natin kung minsan sa television, yung dun sa malaking hall nila, nag-i-speech, sa pagkatapos po ng mga malalaking speech, ay nagkikita-kita, mag-uusap-usap kami na bilateral, multilateral, kung ano pa, mga iba't ibang meeting. Kaya't yun ay napaka-importante rin. Kaya't ginawa namin na nakapagplano kami at humingi kami ng panahon dito sa mga napunta rito para sa General Assembly. Napunta sila rito, ay sabi ko, pagkakataon na natin at hindi natin sila mapupuntahan sa kanilang bansa, dito na natin silang kakausapin. So, aside from President Biden, I think we will be able to meet with some other heads of states and, as I said, some heads of big companies. After all, our bilateral alliance with the United States is possibly as important an policy as there is in the Philippines. Our relations with the United States remain strong, and I believe we will make them stronger in the coming years. In the coming days, so besides the meetings with the political leadership, it will also be for potential investors, other business leaders. Gusto natin para paahunin nga natin, para pasiglahin natin ang ekonomiya na makapag-invest. At pag nag-invest, mayroong bagong negosyo. Kapag may bagong negosyo, may trabaho. At yun ngayon ang ating hinahanap. Dahil talagang maraming nahirapan, alam nyo naman yun, alam ko na madalas kayong nakikipag-usap sa inyong mga kaibigan, mga kamag-anak, sa nakarang 2 taon, at alam naman ninyo na wala naman siguro kahit sino sa buong mundo ang makapagsabi na hindi naramdaman ang kahit na anong epekto ng COVID. Kaya naman ay kailangan naman natin pag-isipan kung ano ngayon ang magiging global economy. At yan ngayon ang aming pinag-aaralan. Kaya napakahalaga na naisama natin ang ating mga economic managers na nandito at hindi lamang na sila yung ating economic managers, kung hindi sila ay ang sa aming palagay ang pinaka may kaya, pinaka may karanasan at pinaka mahuhusay para magtimon sa ating ekonomiya pagkatapos ng pandemya. I will also share with our friends my vision for the Philippines, and in my discussion with the think tanks and the media, that will certainly come up as well. In all my meetings here in New York, I hope to share our hopes and aspirations for our country and our people. We have over 10 million kababayans all over the world, and as your president, I understand and know full well the significant impact of the Philippine diaspora on our motherland, especially in terms of supporting our post-pandemic economic recovery. Dollar remittances have in fact hit an all-time high of $34.88 billion in 2021. Kung hindi dyan, this represents a 5.1% increase from the $33.19 billion recorded in 2020. Our kababayans here, kayo lang dito sa United States, halos 40% ng remittance noong 2021 ay galing dito sa Amerika. Alam niyo po, ay siguro kung dahil noong 2020 at saka 21 lalo, ay talagang bagsak ang ekonomiya, walang trabaho, naka-lockdown tayo din sa Pilipinas, at yung remittances na pinadala ninyo, alam ko, ang iniisip ninyo ay tulungan ng mga pamilya ninyo. Pero kahit hindi nyo nararamdaman, malaking naitulong ninyo sa ekonomiya ng Pilipinas, at siguro hindi lang malaki ang naitulong, binuhay ninyo ang ekonomiya ng Pilipinas. Kaya ulit, ay ipinagmamalaki talaga namin ang mga OFW natin. You sent this record-breaking figure, even when many of you were affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Maraming salamat sa inyo sa lahat ng iginagawa ninyo. Maraming salamat sa inyong remittance na ginagawa na para pagtulong sa ating ekonomiya. Maraming salamat sa lahat ng ginagawa ninyo para pagandahin ang reputasyon ng Pilipino at ng Pilipinas dito sa Amerika at sa buong mundo. Maraming salamat sa inyo sa iyong tuluyan. Kahit na kayo'y napalayo na at nasa ibang bansa, ay hindi nyo kinakalimutan ng Pilipinas at hindi nawawala ang init ng inyong pagmamahal sa ating bansa. It is clear here in the United States, as in all the other countries that Filipinos continue to make a positive contribution to society. Our kababayans have been doing so since our sailors set forth from the Philippines on board Spanish galleons, established the first Filipino settlements in the coastal wetlands of Louisiana more than 250 years ago. Today, the almost 4.5 million strong Filipinos across the United States, the third largest Asian population in the country, continues to demonstrate the qualities that global Filipinos are known for. Your excellent work, your ethics, your integrity, and the Filipino virtues of malasakit, aruga, at kalinga. Siguro hindi natin mapapag-usapan ng mga OFW, lalong-lalo nga naranasan natin ang COVID-19 sa nakarang 2 taon. Siguro hindi maaari na pag-usapan ng OFW na hindi pag-usapan at bigyan ng special recognition ang ating mga nurses at other healthcare workers who have fought bravely on the front lines against COVID-19, especially in New York City and its environs, which was the epicenter of the pandemic when it first broke out in the spring of 2020. During this extraordinary and unexpected health crisis, many of our kababayans lost their lives in the process of fulfilling their oath to care for the sick. Filipinos in the nurses in the United States make up 4% of all registered nurses. But a disproportionate third of the more than 200 nurses who died from the virus were Filipinos. In New York City alone, at least 30 Filipino healthcare workers succumbed to the virus. I take this opportunity to extend my condolences to the grieving families and friends here and back home. I can promise you that this heroism of yours, of our kababayans, will not fade into obscurity. Their legacy we will make live on as they continue to inspire our kababayans to show the world what it means to truly be Filipino. So may I ask the nurses, such as the front and other frontliners, doctors, medical professionals, mga teacher, mga emergency response workers, service employees na nandito, tumayo muna kayo para mapalakpakan namin kayo. Sa gitna ng trahedya, kayo ang naging haligi ng pag-asa. Kayo ang bagong bayaning Pilipino. Maraming salamat muli sa inyong serbisyo at sa inyong sakripisyo. Since the day I took office, I have been inspired by the commitment of overseas Filipinos like yourselves to your families back home and to the work that you perform here as you strive to provide for them. With this inspiration, I must work harder than ever, not for recognition, not for glory, but for you, my beloved kababayans, and for our country. Every Filipino who leaves the country to work abroad and who sacrifices by leaving their families in the Philippines should have a government that they can call home while they are away from the motherland. At yan ang magiging katungkulan ng Department of Migrant Workers at ang Department of Foreign Affairs. Sa pamamagitan ng ating mga embasiya at consulate at na sa buong mundo, ay yan ang kanilang gaganapin. They will serve as the refuge for our distressed kababayans amidst a world of insecurity, uncertainty, and tight competition. We have come to an understanding with our Secretary of Migrant Workers, Tuts Ople, to conduct a systems review on how best the government can serve the needs of our kababayans abroad, especially those who may find themselves in distress. I have also asked Foreign Affairs Secretary Ricky Manalo to make sure our foreign service posts remain responsive to the needs of our Filipino nationals, especially in the delivery of passports and other consular services. We will give our overseas Filipino workers all the advantages that we can provide them to survive, and not only survive, but to thrive. We will not condemn the future of our race to menial occupations abroad. We intend to bring back an educational system that prepares coming generations for more jobs and better jobs. Our Vice President and Secretary of Education, Sara Duterte Carpio, si Inday Sara, dahil nakita nga niya na napakalaki rin ng problema, pareho kami, nakakita ko, laki ng problema sa agrikultura, ako na ang in-appoint ko na yung sarili kong Secretary ng Agriculture. Si Vice President Inday, sabi nga niya, napakalaking problema ng education. Kaya sabi niya, ako na lang ang, kung papayag ka, kahit mahirap ang trabaho, ako na lang ang mapapasok dyan. And she's doing a great job. So siyang namamahala para ibalik yung dalhin ang mas maganda na sistema ng edukasyon para naman ang ating mga kabataan ay handang-handa na pumasok ng trabaho kahit saan sa mundo, kahit anong klaseng trabaho, at tayo naman ay tiga-suporta sa kanila. We must take care of the Filipino youth because they are the future. Our children must be equipped with the best that we can possibly provide. We cannot scrimp on the amount. Di tayo pwedeng nagtitipid. At kahit lahat ng maaari nating ibigay sa kanila, ibibigay natin sa kanila so that they get the best quality of education that we can afford without being wasteful. We will provide teachers the materials necessary for effective teaching in this day and age. Ngayon, hindi na workbook na lang at saka lapis at saka papel. Kailangan may device, kailangan may wifi, kailangan may mabilis na sistema. Kaya't na yung ating DICT Secretary ay nalalagas na yata yung book na dahil kakaisip kung paano gagawin lahat ito. Pero gagawin po natin yan. Dahil hindi po tayo makapag-compete, hindi po tayo makipagsabayan sa mga iba't ibang bansa, kundi po natin gawin yan. At ito ay parang naghahabol pa lang tayo. Tayo ay nais natin ay sa ating paghabol ay hindi lang makapagpantay, kundi lumabis pa sa pinagkaroonan natin at sa ating mga kaibigan. We must do, in education, we must do better in international rankings, especially when it comes to the so-called STEM subjects, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. This is necessary for our young people to be able to compete in this highly technological and competitive world. Our bureaucracy, the administrative heart and soul of the government, is also in need of review. And I will make sure that we eliminate the inefficiencies in our bureaucracy to enhance public service. For instance, progress is being made in terms of making private and public transactions less cumbersome. I myself am familiar with stories of our countrymen who dread dealing with our government agencies because of red tape or are forced to engage the services of fixers, thinking that it is the easiest way to get things done in government. A single national ID for Filipino citizens, including dual citizens, will now pave the way to promoting ease of doing business. Kung yung Amerikano may social security, bakit tayo hindi? Wala. Di ba? Hindi naman mahirap gawin yun. Ayan, nalalagas na naman yung buhok ng ating DICT chairman. We target 92 million national IDs to be issued by the middle of 2023. For dual citizens and Filipinos abroad, you will soon be able to register with the Philippine Embassy or Consulate General nearest to you. As we continue to search for more solutions to revitalize our beloved country, it is not the time to look back at the past. It is now time to look to the future. And the future looks bright. The economy, we expect to grow by 6.5% to 7.5% this year. We will implement tax reforms that will be responsive to the development of the digital economy and will increase revenue collection. We also have formulated our medium-term fiscal strategy to achieve measurable medium-term macroeconomic and fiscal objectives, such as a 6.5 to 8% real GDP growth annually between 2023 and 2028. We also target a 9% or single-digit poverty rate by 2028. We target a reduction of just 3% to just 3% of our national government deficit to GDP ratio by 2028. A less than 60% national government debt to GDP ratio by 2025, and the attainment of upper middle income country status by 2024. I have tasked the NEDA, the National Economic Development Authority, to come up with a 5-year development plan. I am confident that Secretary Arce and the rest of his team will deliver the best strategy for us to pursue in the coming years, just as they did during his first stint as the country's socio-economic planning secretary. The backbone of an economy is its infrastructure. I have said it before. I say it again. I will continue the Build, Build, Build flagship infrastructure program of the previous administration. And wherever possible, we will expand it. We must keep the momentum going. We will also raise the level of our other systems of transportations in key cities throughout the country. Investing in modern and efficient infrastructure will remain a very high priority of this administration, as it is a necessary element to accelerate economic growth by generating jobs, improving many sectors such as tourism and especially agriculture. Ang ating mga kababayan dito sa New York, dito sa United States, at sa lahat ng ating mga kababayan sa buong mundo will still play a very critical role in the economic transformation of our country. Kahit na malayong-malayo kayo sa Pilipinas, ito ay sinasabi ko sa inyo, ang inyong minamahal na Pilipinas ay kailangan pa rin kayo, lalo na ngayon. Kailangan kayo ng ating mahal na inambayan. I stand here before you today to invoke the quintessential Filipino spirit, the spirit of bayanihan, and to challenge each and every one of you to contribute meaningful change back home. Let us follow in the steps. Let us follow in the footsteps of a number of exceptional Filipino members of the Filipino community across the United States who have been carrying out very impactful projects for the benefit of our kababayans back home. We have seen many of them lead medical missions in far-flung barrios, construct school buildings, houses for the indigent, provide not just scholarships, but books and school supplies to the poor and deserving students. Others who have the resources have been funding research efforts to find cures for rare diseases affecting Filipinos. Some have gone beyond raising funds to respond to typhoons and other disasters back home, to donate drones and assist in rapid disaster assessment and needs analysis, or providing livelihood assistance to allow affected communities to bounce back. Initiatives that our kababayans in the United States and elsewhere in the world could launch in support of our efforts to develop our agricultural sector are very much welcome. As you all know, agriculture development is a top priority of this administration. We live in uncertain times. Our food security can easily be impacted by disturbances taking place in other parts of the globe. Hindi naman natin akalain. Sino ba magsasabi na magkakagera sa Eastern Europe, sa Ukraine, maapektuhan ng Pilipinas na napakalayo. Ngunit ang lahat ng inputs na tinatawag para sa agrikultura ay naapektuhan at nagtataasan ng presyo. Kaya nakakaawa kung minsan at nakikita natin hindi na talaga kaya ng mga namimili ang presyuhan. Kaya kami ay yan ang isa sa una namin ginawa ay tiniyak namin na ang supply ay nandiyan, na ang pagkain ay nandyan. Ngayon ay kailangan natin ayusin ang ating produksyon ng agrikultura para dumami at dumami ang produksyon natin at makatiyak tayo na kahit ano pang mangyari, magkagera man, magkapandemya ulit, kung ano man ang mangyari pa, ay handa tayo na sapat ang supply natin ng pagkain para ipakain sa ating mga kababayan. It is a challenge. Attaining food sovereignty is not impossible with your help. I count on our agriculturists, our specialists abroad to contribute to this endeavor. I call on you and other Filipino overseas to invest in agribusiness ventures in the Philippines and become what they call now agripreneurs yourselves to help revitalize our countryside. You can encourage your young relatives back home to take college courses related to agriculture. If you have idle lands in the Philippines, ask your families to take care of them and help them develop them for agriculture. Have them plant ube and calamansi, which are in demand abroad, but we have very little supply. Every initiative to secure a bountiful harvest counts. Walang masyadong maliit na pagtulong na hindi binibigyan ng halaga. I also urge all our brilliant minds, our scientists, engineers, and technical experts to return to our country under the Balik Scientist Program of the Department of Science and Technology, DOST. Let us reverse the brain drain. Ibalik natin ang mga galing ng Pilipino sa Pilipinas and help bring the Philippines to heights it has not reached before. I urge also our teachers, our doctors, our nurses, other professionals as well, to continue sharing what they have learned here in the United States when they come home to their kababayans in the Philippines. There are so many initiatives that all of you could launch to help propel us further forward. When I arrived this afternoon, I was invigorated by the hundreds of ambassadors of the Philippines present in this hall. You heard me right. As soon as you step foot on American soil, lahat kayo, automatic yan. You have become special envoys of the Philippines. All of you. Lahat kayo, including the caregivers, housekeepers, babysitters, others in the informal sector, can do just as much as our diplomats could do by inviting your employers to visit the Philippines, not just to enjoy the beauty and hospitality of our country and our people, but also to explore possible trade investment opportunities there. All of you are encouraged to bring home your friends, to allow them to experience for themselves why the Philippines has become one of the top tourism destinations in Asia that offers the best islands, the most amazing beaches, and stunning landscapes that cannot be found, cannot be bettered anywhere in the world. Most importantly, introduce them to the grace, the kindness, the hospitality, and the graciousness of all Filipinos. As a matter of fact, ngayon na pwede nang bumiyahe, you yourself should be balikbayans and book that long overdue trip back home. Kita tayo sa Pilipinas. All of you are enjoined to continue investing in the Philippines. Do not stop buying condominium units and other real estate back home. Invest and open businesses. Maliit, malaki, sari-sari store, malaking kumpanya, lahat pwede. Makakatulong lahat yun. And these will all contribute to create much-needed jobs and build a better life for all our people. And if you know someone who is interested to open a business in the Philippines, let our embassies or our consulates know so we can pursue and finally close the deal. As I said, every little bit counts. When you get home after this gathering, I would like for you to list down 3 things that you can do for your country and commit yourself to make them happen. We have a long and bumpy road full of risks and perils ahead of us as we face this turbulent time in global history. But as your president, I remain confident that with your 3 things, no matter how small they are, those 3 things we will make us succeed if we all agree to unite and to work together. Kaya't pagkakaisa pa rin ang ating sigaw. hindi natin makakamit ang hinahangad nating pag-unlad ng ating inambayan kung tayo ay watak-watak. Ito ang mensaheng itong mensahe na dala ko para sa inyo. Pagkakaisa ang kailangan para sa pag-unlad ng ating bansa. Kayang-kaya kung sama-sama. I spoke often during the campaign of the spirit of the Bayanihan, and I invoke that spirit again. The spirit of Bayanihan that burns bright in the hearts of every member of the Filipino community here in the United States and all around the world. All Filipinos back home, all the 10 million overseas workers, basta't Pilipino, meron puso ng kabayanihan, may puso na malasakit ang Pilipino at na hindi na matatanggal dahil yan ang ating ugali, yan ang ating kultura, yan ang ating tibay, yan ang ating galing. So with all that, with all the little things and the large things that we can all do, let us build this brighter future for the Philippines. And let us look back and say that we did everything that we could possibly do to help our beloved country, to help our beloved countrymen. Magbayanihan po tayong lahat. Mabuhay ang Pilipino. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas. Mabuhay po kayong lahat at maraming salamat at magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat.
Ang Pangulo ng Republika ng Pilipinas, Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr.
At ngayon naman po, tayo ay magsitayo at sabay-sabay awitin ng buong puso ang Ako ay Pilipino. Inaanyayahan po namin ng lahat para sa isang group photo opportunity kasama ang ating mahal na Pangulo.
sa umagang anong ganda. May bagong silang, may bago ng buhay, bagong bansa, bagong galaw, sa bagong lipunan. Nagbabago ang lahat tungo sa pag-unlad, at ating itanghal bagong lipunan. Silan, may bago ng buhay, bagong bansa, bagong galaw, sa bagong lipunan. Nagbabago ang lahat tungo sa pag-unlad, at ating itanghal bagong lipunan. Bagong lipunan.
Tingnan mo iyong palad, kalyado mong kamay sa hirap ng buhay. Dami mong problema, naku mo pang ngumiti, no'y biglang nalastig. Saan ka man naroroon, huwag kang matatakot, sa barilo madalim, sa bakas na madilim. Pinoy ako, buhay ko, may agiman ang tumugo. Pinoy ako, may agiman ang tumugo. Sinisiklo ang dagat, nalibot ko ang mundo, nasa puso ko pala, hinahanap kong kulo. Ilang beses na akong muntikang mamatay, o alam ko ang sekreto, kaya't nandito ba't buhay. O sabi nila, may anting-anting ako,